everyone, this is Jeff here, and we are here with Automation, the Car Company Tycoon game. And on the forum, there's a challenge going on. Oh, it actually opened in the right spot. I thought it'd be on the other monitor. But there's a challenge going on, and it's the BRC1966. And these are the rules. You have to make a car. 1966 is the year model. Body from the car must be within the last 10 years. High quality is essentials. Mod pack is allowed. No other mods. Power to weight ratio has to be 0.25 horsepower per kilogram. Tire width can be no more than 225. And tire quality is 0 or lower. I don't know why anyone would go lower than 0, but okay. No wings or lips. Max total car cost is no more than $8,500. And no cheating. I like how that's not actually a comma, so it looks like $8.50 to me initially, but no, it's $8,500. And then no cheating, obviously, of course. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to start making a car for this. Now, I've already made a couple of cars. This one wasn't entirely following the rules, so it didn't get anywhere. But, like, made a couple cars here. But I'm not going to show you them because I might actually submit these two. And I'm just making a car that I probably won't submit. So, new one. But that way everyone gets an idea of how this works. But I don't want to give anyone, like, advanced intel on my car for the race. So we set the year to 1965. And then, mostly done to avoid one particular model of car, that one, we set it to the last 10 years. And we have a variety of body styles to choose from. Not really that many, I suppose. Should have more. Oh well. We got that one, which looks like this, which is a nice car. We have this, which is way too big. We have this thing, which isn't as good as you'd expect. We also have this thing, which, yeah, kind of was, in my testing, lackluster. We have this one from a mod I just downloaded that we are allowed to use. I like the chrome, so we're using the chrome. This is the car we'll actually be using. We have this car to use. Oh, look, I can have a racing hearse. Oh, that is actually kind of tempting to make a racing hearse. Oh, that's funny. Yep, the racing hearse. We don't have that car. Why is that? No, we do have this car. This is a different car. Or is it? I do not know. I do not know. Then we have this thing, which shouldn't be in a race. This giant car. The Volkswagen Beetle. Bug van thing. Not Beetle. Van. And then these off-road kind of truck things, which aren't really suitable for racing. And then these. Tempted to submit the hearse. Because that would be funny. But no, we're going to go with this car because this car is different and it's a type I haven't really worked with before. So now we've picked the car. We can adjust the body. And we can do things like that, flare out the wheel arches to fit larger wheels on it. So we can get the 225s that are allowed. Oh. I wonder if that would end up acting as a lip. Let's push that in. Yeah, that looks good. Different. Look how tiny those doors are. Space-age frame doors. Actually, let's move that entire thing forward because we're gonna. This is a mid-engine car. There's actually no engine in here. Whee! Raise this way up. Whee! 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 I'm having too much fun with that. Okay. Do that. Oh, the chrome bumper's coming off. Whoopsie. So yeah, we've stretched the car out. I'm just kind of messing around with it. There we go. What can I do with that? Ooh, make it really small or make it elongated. We'll leave it elongated. Like that. Then monocoque, because that's the only option. Steel, because it's cheaper. And I'm going to go with a mid-engine car. Double wish, and fiberglass for weight. Okay. It's a racing car. Strictly speaking, it doesn't exactly need headlights, but should still probably have them. Oh boy, I think this is going to be an ugly car again. I have a habit of making some really ugly cars. And we don't have that many headlights to choose from. So yeah, we'll be using that. Yeah, this isn't going to be very nice looking at all. Taillights, taillights, taillights. What the heck does that look like? Yeah. Can't do much with these. Oh, there we go. I can rotate them this way by using that little control feature. And we pull them bigger. If someone rear-ends this thing claiming they can't see the frickin' taillights, they're idiots. There we go. And yet, if you're ever on the road and you had this car, someone will probably do it. Somebody. Let's see. I need the gray square grill. We'll throw that in the back. That'll be like the license plate holder. There. I'm going to throw... We can't have wings or anything, so we can't put wings or lips on it. Handles. I'll throw a handle here. It's a small handle for a small door. Good lord, how do you get it? I can't fit. I wouldn't be able to fit in that door. Well, I probably could, but still. And grills, we need cooling. Oh, goody. Oh my god, that is ugly. And look, there's no cooling with a mid-engine car. So that's ugly. Just trying to keep this engine cool will be the huge problem here. What should we use? What should we use? I like chrome, so maybe this thing, depending on how big it is. Okay, so that's that big. Let's stick it that way on there. Right between the lights. That gives me only 32 kilojoules a second. That is terrible. Vents. I want to spin them around. Nope. They looked better that way. That still only gets me to 57. I'm going to need more cooling than that. Maybe this one? Make it big enough? That does look kind of alright. Holy cow, it doesn't do anything cooling-wise. Nope, that won't do it. That won't do it. That won't do it at all. I want something that looks decent up there, but also needs to provide me some actual cooling. That might do. That'll do. Barely. I'm gonna have to add some vents somewhere, because wow, do we not have enough cooling in this car. Of course, now that looks really ugly. I'm gonna have to say that. That is an ugly looking car. Ah, vents, 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 vents. I need more cooling. How big are you? Ooh. Ooh. We can rotate. Really? That is it? Keep rotating. Come on. You can rotate further. There we go. There we go. I think 400 should do it. If I just move this around, will it change? Yes, it kind of does. I want to get... There we go, 447. Kind of doesn't look particularly great, but we need the cooling. Oh, and it's gone again. It's not 447 anymore. Ah, look at the numbers go crazy! Yeah, 457. That's kind of where I'm looking for. Alrighty then. An ugly race car. Let's make it a god-awful color, too. Make it a god-awful color. And give the game a second to catch up. Okay. Where is a really nasty-looking color for a nasty-looking car? Purple. There we go. And longitudinal rear-wheel drive. No additions to there. And we're going to do... I'm going to cram a V12 into this thing. Engine's too big. I'm not surprised by that. I can't cram a V12 into it. Maybe a V8? The V8 fits. How big can I get this thing? Too bad the V12 doesn't fit. That would have been nice. Too big to fit in car. Okay, that's as big as this engine's going to get. Dual overhead cam, 4 valves, and iron. Actually, let's go for aluminum, because it's a lot lighter. Have this car be very, very light, because I don't know how much power I'm going to get out of it. Everything will be forged. I usually do my usual stuff, bring everything down to 0. Quality being that. Carburetor will be that. Quad, because this has more... You can see the maximum power. The maximum power this supports in that area there is 862 as opposed to 273, 158, 345, and 690. Performance and super leaded fuel and bring everything down. This gets stuck. Thank you. Race tubular exhaust, dual exhausts, none. Reverse, reverse, because why not? And that'll give me a basic quick engine to put into it. And then I go to the trim, throw the clutch in, and that. And then from there, once we get all this done, we'll adjust. Solid disc, 2 piston, solid disc, 1 piston. Semi-clad, full downforce, as much as you can get. Brake airflow as high as it can go. Seats, basic, none, none. And standard, gas mono, passive. You'll see why I'm just racing through all of this really quick in a second. Okay, now we have a weight. What we can do now, this is the way I do it. Now that we have a weight, we know what the weight to ratio can be. And it has to be 0.25. So we take 831 times 0.25, and that is how much power I have to somehow squeeze out of that engine. How the frick am I going to do that? Oh, we can reduce weight by doing this. And that reduces a lot of weight. I just clicked on something else. 823.1 times 0.25. Now down to 205 horsepower required. Let's see how close we can get with this engine. I'm not expecting very close. Do we even test this engine? There we go. Okay, good. That only blocks the exhaust UI thing there. That's not too bad. So we're going to have to cram a 200 horsepower out of a 1.6 liter engine. I'm not entirely sure if that's possible. RPM limit to the max. Cam profile all the way up. That gets us 122. We also have a really... We have a lot of room to do compression in. Then the engine blows up, so we're going to be taking that RPM limit down. We're getting there, actually. That's kind of surprising. And now we have the problem with fuel mixture. I'm going to take this down. It doesn't need to be quite that high. There. We have valve flow. I'll fix that in a moment. Okay, performance index is actually really good. Reliability is poor. Fuel octane. We need to get more out of this car. So try doing that, and then we'll keep rising the compression. Not even... Let's just throw the octane as high as we can get it. There we go. Before this starts happening, it's running too rich. Okay, so we have that to play with, and we have that to play with. Which one thing we could probably do is increase the ignition timing. Okay, so 62 is the best for this engine at the moment. 183. I can't squeeze any more fuel into it. Can't do that. But there are more things we can do, because we go back to the trim. We're only at 7,092. And we have a wickedly high sportiness. We'll balance the rest of the car out in a moment. Probably shouldn't keep my hand in my pocket. So what we can do is we increase this, which will help reduce the valve flow problem we have. And you see what that does to the horsepower. With this, we'll be able to get up there. We go back to the trim, make sure we're not increasing it too much. That might be the extent we can do it for. We can also increase this, which will reduce our octane, and also make the car more fuel efficient. We go back to compression. We may not quite be able to reach precisely what we need, but we'll get kind of close. One more tick, maybe? That didn't work. Yeah, that didn't work. Yeah, we can't do another tick. Oh, because I'm in the wrong spot. There we go, 200. And then we can squeeze a few more RPMs out of the engine to increase the performance index. That's a minor impact on reliability. Just a minor one. Yeah, this will be good. We got 200 horsepower, not quite what we're looking for, but that's fine. And we have pretty much what we need for the engine. What happens if I increase this? Nope. Decrease? Nope. Single? No. Get rid of these. Can I squeeze extra power out of doing that? Nope, it just reduces the performance index. Anything I can do at all. Use race, which destroys reliability. Race will get me there, but it'll hurt reliability by a good deal. Still 23. And that's kind of the choices you'll have to make, because do you want to sacrifice the reliability for that? Or do you want to get to the limit? So we'll do it with the limit. And now we'll go back to work on the trim. And we have some work to do here on the trim. We'll increase the top speed, and I'm going to bring the spacing down to the 20s, which does not help with this car at all. Keep doing this until the acceleration stops improving. 6.3, 6.1. Apparently, whoa, that went badly. 5.9. Yep, right there. 46 is the sweet spot with this car. We go to tires. We got semi-slicks. Let's throw these tires. I can't use them, can I? No, I can't up here, too. Oh, that made them smaller. So we're going to have to mess with the wheel diameters a bit to get the 225s. It looks like we'll be stuck with 12-inch rims. That doesn't look bad. God, those freaking... Trying to get all that cooling into there. I always overdo the cooling. Always. Let's see. That's pretty even brake power, actually. I want to get more... Okay, so 50 is the best here. And we'll kick that up. And we still don't get very high. So 2-piston? Too much. That gets rid of brake fade. And then we can take this down too far down. There we go. And keep bringing the back brakes down. Hurts the stopping distance, but that's fine. See if we can get 36 Sport. Nope. 89. That is about where it should be. We don't need all this cooling airflow anymore, so we'll take this down to there, which will provide enough cooling for the engine, slightly more than enough, and we have some airflow to the brakes. It brings our top speed up to 220 kilometers an hour, but our fuel efficiency is pretty abysmal. Okay, we have no wings. Minus 15 for that. Maybe I can go back to this and kick the top speed up slightly. Nope, that's the wrong way to adjust the gearing. 5.9. This narrow power band isn't very helpful. Narrow power band is not very helpful. There's the 5.9 at 50 now. So that'll be good right there. We have to adjust the suspension now. No power steering. Now we have to really adjust the suspension. I can do it with spring stiffness. Combination of spring stiffness and camber. Or camber. And it looks like camber will be the most effective way to do it. Okay, we're doing that awkward thing that I did with my first car, where this goes down and that goes up. Okay. Damper doesn't do anything. Sway bar? I'm trying to get this down to be more drivable. And it improves the sportiness, too. You can see these numbers keep turning greener and greener, which is a good thing. You want this line here to be in this, between the red line and the blue line. The blue line is drivability, the red line is sport. Did I go as low as I can? No, not as low as I can go. Come on, get down there, get down there. There we go. There we go. We're getting close. We're losing drivability now. So basically in the back I have no sway bar. In the front I have an I-beam. Leave that at 0. We keep bringing the front in. Wow, this is a bizarre setup to me. I can actually keep going higher. Wow, this sway bar. That is going to be a freaking metal bar across the front of the car. Or the back. Yeah, the front of the car. And it's still not in the correct margin that I want it in yet. Damper does nothing. Yeah, damper does nothing. We make this stiffer here in the back. Nope, 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 that's not working at all. That is not working at all. Looser? Nope, we've gone outside the bound there. That right there at 194 pounds an inch is the best. I still can't get this to drive it into the freaking range. Come on. Come on. Come down. Come down. There we go. Now I want the line to go up and back down again. Losing drivability, and I can't go any further unless I put different camber on the front. Tow it in. Well, we're not doing that. Oh boy. So this will be a very hard car to drive. What this car will do is it will corner perfectly right up to the point where the back end is suddenly the front end and the front end is suddenly the back end. And that wasn't good. Right there with 44 sportiness. This is going to be a hard car to drive. Yeah, it's a little bit heavy there. 889.2 times 0.25. It did get heavy. Oh well. It's still quite fast, and I've actually made better cars with acceleration here. That's kind of sad. And I've made better cars with cornering. Yeah, that's not great. Oh well, we'll boost this now, because I find the transmission to be very important. And we have that much margin left. So we'll boost the aerodynamics. Oops, those are brakes, not aerodynamics. We'll boost the aerodynamics a bit, because it's cheap. And we're at 84.9515, which is pretty much our cost limit. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw it around the test track and see what time we got. The new calculations take a little bit longer. And yeah. Okay, track stats. Oh my god, that is bad. I've made cars that break 2 minutes 23 seconds on this track. This is a bad car. But it gives you an idea of how you can go about making these cars, how I do it, because I just go through, find a body, get it to where I want to be, to make the engine, make the general form of the engine I'm looking for. And then I put everything into the model, the trim, get the weight of that car, which is right here for this one, and then I take that weight, multiply it by the 0.25 for the horsepower limit, and get the horsepower limit, and then go back to the engine and adjust the engine from there. Now, it usually works, but frankly, despite the fact that this is a race car body, I don't think it's particularly good for racing. Because, well, we know what the time for this car is, right? I'm going to put this as the video BRC1966. Video BRC1966. Video BRC1966. And we're going to do that again here. Because we're going to compare it with another car that I made. Stop. Stop. So look at that. 227. In just a few minutes. We're going to close this. I think I forgot to hit save. Nope, it's right there. And we're going to go to this car, which is the no sport version of these two. And revised car. And why do I say the other car is actually surprisingly bad for racing? I keep looking over there. The camera's not over there. The camera's right there. Still new to this cool face cam thing. So I made this thing. Just to see what I could do with this body. And so we're going to run around the test track real quick. Around the test track we go. Around the test track we go. Stop. 223 with that. Using an engine that is surprisingly less powerful. Only 168 horsepower. It is also an i6. I don't know what it is with my ability to design inline 6 engines and then put them into a body that looks like that and get better lap times than the actual race car. I don't know why I can do that, but I can. And I did it with this thing. And this thing is, well, I made a big back end to try to get some of the weight to the back. Even then, the weight distribution is mostly front. And it does better. With far more fuel efficiency. 20.2. I might be able to finish on however long race with this thing with a single tank of gas. It's so fuel efficient. And it does the test track in a whopping, it's gone. And it does the test track in 2:23:06. With a little bit of work on suspension, I could probably break 2:23 and get it down to like 2:22:96 or something. In this thing. I can't. Oh, I gotta go that. In that thing. I might just do that. Because apparently I can't do very good at anything else. And what's the other attempt? I made another attempt with a... Which one? Yeah, the E1 engine. Which I'm kind of happy with, but not particularly happy with. It's a V12. They're stuck in there. It's not a very big V12. It gets 196 horsepower. 1.5 liter V12. Oh, and I got the hiccups all of a sudden. And actually, I like the looks of this car. It's a decent looking car. But and all these cars are made using the same process as I just outlined, too. All of them. Oh, 222.86. So it's faster than the other one. Not remotely near as fuel efficient, though. So yeah. And we'll actually look at the other car I made, which is, again, not a car I'm submitting, but one of the test cars. Load this thing up. This actually shares a common engine with the other car that I showed previously, the tiny-looking car, the car that looks like it shouldn't go around the track very fast. This is actually using the same i6 with a different variations to the engine. It's still a 2-liter engine. It's more powerful with this one. But it's not as reliable. And it's not as fuel efficient either. And this car goes around the track in really good acceleration on there too. This car goes around the track in 222.78. 78. Faster than my big engine car. For whatever reason. But oh well. So yeah, I wanted to show that off and show you how you can make a car, just throw together a car real quick and then start adjusting from there. You can do all sorts of adjustments with the suspension. In this area here, you can adjust it pretty dramatically. This is kind of what you're going for because this is more drivable. If you do this, if you do that, it's less tame and harder to drive. And let's see if that is actually slower on the track. It could be slower because that is a more sporty setup. That way, you just go careening off the track sideways, essentially. But there's a lot of tweaking you can do. Yeah, look how bad. I lost 0.03 of a second off of that. There's a lot you can do with adjusting the suspension and cambers and everything. And that's what you do. That's what I do, at least. I just make the car, throw everything together, and then figure out the horsepower I need for the weight, make the engine work, and then adjust the trim from there. Kind of like what I outlined earlier. But there you go. A little tutorial kind of thing on how to do it. Probably not a very interesting tutorial, but it exists. Hopefully it helps you guys make better cars. So see you later.